Yo, yo, yo! Welcome to the Living in Portland. I haven't even done an intro in a really long time. I forgot how to do it. All right, if this is your first time tuning into the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's right, tap the little bell so you're notified every time we do a new video. And make sure you reach out to us however you plan on moving to Portland. We got your back.
But yeah, today you're chiming into the Living in Portland channel, and we're talking about the top 5 places in the Portland metro.
Where people are moving. I am letting you guys know when people are reaching out to us or they're out here working with us, I'm going to tell you the 5 spots that we sell mostly in. Because that's where people land. That's where they end up falling in love. The hip hop spots of the Portland metro area.
Yeah, and I'd encourage people to hang with us on this video because you might be like, oh, I know the top 5. I can Google it. But to your point, we are talking about people that are actually purchasing homes. People that, because this is all we do. We're the number one relocation team, guys. We deal with this all the time.
This is where I spend most of my time, boots on the ground, running, showing houses.
And if not, you're on Zoom with me, and we're planning out 6-12 months in advance, or 3 months, or whatever it might be.
It is. We got to talk about something really fast, because we had a Zoom call last night, and I said, yo, Addie's not really a coffee drinker. So I
drink coffee.
Okay,
I don't understand why.
I live on coffee. I have a coffee all the time. You will learn that about me. I love it. That's how I run. That is my superpower. And so Addie's always drinking energy drinks. And I was like, hey, do you want me to stop and get you an energy drink tomorrow? And he looked at me funny on the Zoom and he's like, no. And I said, well, I would offer you a coffee, but you don't drink coffee. He goes, I drink coffee. I just drink coffee at home in the morning. I don't drink it in the wild. I was like, and then it made me think, okay, last week we went out and I made you go show a bunch of houses with me. And you're not usually one to go see houses. So then I thought, God, do you think I just work in the wild? Is that what you think of my day? And that's why I'm on coffee, drinking coffee in the wild? Because I was like, go, go, go.
Yeah, I do. And then,
or is it like the wild, wild west? Like what makes me drinking coffee in the wild and not at home?
To put some context to it, it's like I don't purchase coffee in the wild. That was one of the financial adjustments I made maybe like 10 years ago, was not to be buying Starbucks, because once I have one, I'll have another one, and then need another one, and it just adds up. So
it does.
We invested in a nice coffee machine that does fancy stuff.
I haven't. You and your wife have not made me a fancy coffee yet. So therefore, I'm still drinking coffee in the wild every morning.
You enjoy your particular coffee from your local, which I support local. It's great.
I love. Yeah.
That's a part of your routine. But you're also taking a kid to school. You're out. You're moving.
Yeah. There's something about getting my little coffee.
I'm just trying to get from my bed to my desk at home.
I know.
And
not leave into the wild, where those that are working in the wild need coffee.
It does feel like a lot. I will say I'm spoiled. I do not leave my home office very often. If I'm leaving and going into the wild, it's hopefully to play
It was
golf.
entertaining taking you through houses because you were like kind of.
Yeah, we got a video dropping. It's what you can get for $500 and less. That's going to be up in the next couple weeks, so keep an eye out for that. But one thing I learned, especially if you're trying to, one thing I learned, the sub 500 has a high percentage of smelling bad. That is just, God. I couldn't believe some of these listing agents. It's like, are you putting any effort into this? Get it clean.
Yeah.
I promise we're going to get into
the houses that we saw. There was a couple that really had my heart. But yeah, I'd open up the windows.
Which one had your heart? The northeast yellow one?
Oh, that one. Yeah, that one was charming.
Because it had one of those barn kitchen
doors. Like Grandma had when she screamed at you to get back inside from the backyard. But no, I really liked the northeast one, the yellow one. And I loved the No-Po house, the last house that we went into right down the street from your home.
Yeah, that's really close. So,
anyways,
except for the mold.
But let's talk about where we're showing houses, and a lot of people are looking to buy or buying.
Are you gonna go from number 5 down to number 1? Or are you gonna?
I just kind of went obvious to least obvious. Yeah,
so you're going 1 to 5.
I like to have notes.
So you're going 1 to 5.
Sure. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Number one.
You can't look. Usually I like to surprise you and be
That's
like, hey,
true.
what do you think? But I gave you the list. You took a photocopy of it. Anyways, people. All right, top 5. It's really, really obvious in the Portland metropolitan area. One of the top places people are looking is Beaverton.
Beaverton.
So many reasons. One, Beaverton's big and
Massive.
There's something for everybody. I mean, whether it's a condo, a townhome, a duplex, a single family home, there is, a lot of housing there. Big school district, 55 schools there. But it's on the west side of Portland. There is a lot of employers on the west side of Portland. You've got Intel, Nike being 2 of the biggest. So you have a lot of people going that direction. So we do have a lot of people land there. But it's nice because you have a wide variety of prices there as well. So there's a little bit of something for everybody.
Yeah, and it's centrally located, obviously, with employment opportunities of Nike and Intel. It's a hub. It's a real hub. And being on the west side works for a lot of people that might partially commute, full-time commute. If you put yourself on the other side of the river on the east side and you're having to get over to Beaverton for work, that can make for a long day. In my opinion, traffic is nothing compared to a lot of the California people we talk to.
Exactly.
But yeah, that works. Beaverton's a big one. The one thing I wanted to ask you, because you do live over there.
I'm a west side girl, live in Beaverton.
So I know, my wife scammed me into going to the mall this last weekend. We went up to Dick's Sporting Goods down the road in Portland.
You're literally right down the street from my house and you didn't tell me? You were in the wild and you didn't tell me.
So quick story.
Yeah.
I was like, I need to get this golf club regripped before this tournament I had on Monday. I'm going to go up to Dick's, which is like 7.5 minutes from our house. We go there. She's looking at like pickleball sets. She played pickleball and she wants us to have
Did she go to the new People's Court?
I don't know.
Okay. We got to go do a video on People's Court.
We should do a pickleball video. But to finish the story, we get into the parking lot of Dick's once the shopping was completed.
Yeah.
She goes, do you think we could go to Macy's, which is over in Washington Square? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I do not want to go deeper into the wild. But what I wanted to ask you was, so we drove from Portland through 26, which is good to know. 26 is a tunnel that connects downtown Portland out to Beaverton.
Yes.
That's your narrow point, your bottleneck, and it can get kind of backed up during rush hour.
Yes.
So we venture through, and we're a few exits from Washington Square, the mall that's centrally located, to Beaverton. Great mall. But there's a ton of that construction.
Oh, yeah,
How long is that? They're widening the roads. How long is that going to take?
There is massive construction going on the 217, which is a major highway that goes from Portland down to...
It's good for the long run, but...
It is. But it's a mess. It's a hot mess. Yeah. And there's been a lot of accidents because they just didn't... The construction crew did not do a very good job of... I remember the first time they started,
They cared about the cones?
Well, the cones. There was no merging lane. All of a sudden, I'm merging on, and I'm like, oh, poop, my pants, I'm in the lane. I'm no longer merging. You're just, as soon as you're on, there's no merging lane. You're just, in it. So there was a lot of accidents. I did not get in an accident. But it's funny that you say that. I have to tell you this now. Ryder just got his permit. My son, I won't take him on the highway because there's so much construction, and I'm worried we're going to crash because of the merging situations with all the construction. Anyways, all right. Yeah, so it's bad. It's all around Washington Square right now, and it's going to be a couple of years. It's a hot mess.
I think that's important to know because hopefully if you're visiting and you plan to visit and explore, you hit us up, book that Zoom call. Let us get to know you and create an agenda so that you're efficient with your time. But if you haven't and you don't do that, do not judge that
construction. It's for good. It's good that it's happening. But I also have to mention, me being in Beaverton, I am less than 15 minutes from downtown Portland. That is how quick and easy it is to get. And I don't have to take a highway. I can take back roads all the way into downtown.
Beaverton Hills.
And easily. Or if I want to go Burnside, easily. So easy to just get into downtown. So I heard a new phrase from one of our California buyers, and I absolutely love it. And it just says Beaverton, urban suburban. I love it.
It's a good one.
Urban suburban.
Made me smile yesterday
I love
as
it.
well.
So anyways, that's number one.
Wait, I do want to summarize Beaverton really, really quick because I didn't say it. A huge pro there is that mall we were just talking about. You have all your shopping, your Dick's, your Macy's, your Nordstrom's, all the other mall shops, movie theater, Cheesecake Factory, not that that's a big sell, it is for some people. And then Costco. Yep. Costco's right there. That's big for some people. People are always asking us about the shopping.
They are. So this is the funny part about Beaverton. And when you look at a map, which I hope we're pulling up a map right now and showing
please,
this.
editors.
You're talking about Washington Square. Yes, I live in Beaverton. I am literally less than a 5-minute drive to Washington Square Mall. Washington Square Mall is actually a Tigard address.
Oh, true.
And so
they
is the
bleed
Costco.
together.
Yeah. So they kind of bleed together. Like, and I do in
pretty
living
much
in
the same
Beaverton,
thing.
I am in Southwest Portland, Beaverton, Tigard, Tualatin, Sherwood all day long, just in my daily routines of running errands.
Good point.
So it's so easy to go back and forth. But yeah, it's a great little spot. It's not little, it's big actually. And the schools are fantastic. They've got some really great charter schools and things like that you can look into for kids. Yeah, I don't know what you're doing over there.
Sorry, I'm trying to cross my leg. It's falling asleep.
I was like, I'm not sure what you're doing. All right. So yeah, Beaverton. Love it. The next spot that people are really looking into is on the east side, Happy Valley.
It used to be called Sad Valley, and then they changed that
right?
in the early 90s. I'm just joking. Bad joke.
So Happy Valley is definitely happy. It's really up and coming. There's not as many employers on that side of town, so you didn't find as many people looking over there because employment, with the pandemic, everybody working from home. A lot of remote workers have now been able to stay home, and you have more people opening up the where can I go? You really do get a lot for your money over there, and you have some beautiful, beautiful homes. Again, kind of like Beaverton, a little bit of something for everybody, whether it's a condo, townhome, single family home. Tons of new construction going in. And it's really, really cool communities with, trails and parks throughout. Really but, nice. They're starting to, bring in the commercial part of it. They've got these really cool, like, food cart, halls. And they have an amazing mall there. Clackamas Mall over there is just, it's huge. It's better than Washington Square, I'm not going to lie.
Really? You're going to say that?
It's huge. Yeah. It's like double story. It's like ginormously big. But really cool. Restaurants, stores, shopping.
It's all there.
They got
There's a Costco
carts.
there, too.
There's food carts everywhere in the Portland metro area.
What is your take on food carts?
I think they're fun. They're trendy. Sometimes I worry, like I look at it and be like, should I eat there or am I going to have to run to the bathroom soon?
I don't really get worried about the health aspect. I think they're pretty good.
Yeah.
But it crushes me that it's just as expensive as sitting down at a restaurant now.
It is. It's
like $18 for fish and chips. And you're like,
yeah, but they're good fish and chips. So I think it's really fun to for a date night or go with, friends to hang out because I love the little pods that they have them in with the picnic tables and it's just kind of an entertainment. Sometimes there's live music going on.
It's probably good for families too if kids are like, oh, I want this or I want that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and it's funny because my son and his friends for prom night and homecoming night, they all go to the food carts. That's where the kids want to go for their dinners where we were like, let's go to the Chart House.
Yeah, the Marriott on the waterfront.
Let's go, right? We're going to Olive Garden.
And you get that shit. No one went to the Olive Garden. You went to the Olive Garden?
Okay, hello, I'm a lot older than you. Olive Garden was pretty fancy.
I actually did see a TikTok of one of the original Olive Garden commercials. And yeah, that was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
Did you see that post on social media where the newly engaged couple did their engagement photos? It looked like they were in Tuscany, but it was an Olive Garden.
That was brilliant. I
hope the editors can find that because that was hilarious.
Let's go do that. Let's go do a photo shoot and say living in Portland in Italy. That would be fun.
It's the Olive Garden.
Oh, it'll be the Olive Garden. I did see that. That was pretty classic. So, anyways,
Happy Valley.
Yes, Happy Valley.
One thing I would say, I remember when Happy Valley was, it's not really a valley. That's confusing. Mm-hmm. It's more of a hill, a rolling hill that used to be nothing. Definitely very clean. Mm-hmm. It feels fresh, semi-polished.
School district just made the top 10
Good
school
schools.
Districts in the state of Oregon this last year on niche.com and Greater Schools. So that's fantastic. They're really community oriented as well. They have one of the best 4th of July, festivals that they do at the Happy Valley Park with fireworks show and live concerts. And they have food festival going on, beer festival. They even do a Independence Day hike as a community together up through Scouters Mountain. So they've got some really cool things going on there as well.
It's just not going to work if you're dependent on getting over to the west side like Beaverton.
Yeah, you don't want to live in Happy Valley and commute to the west side to Intel every day.
Last night
that's going to get old.
Let's go to 3.
Number 3. So I love number 3. Okay, I'm just going to tell you, get ready for him to say, go Lions. West Linn.
Go Lions.
Yep. So Addie is a West Linn High School graduate.
I've been to West Linn.
Yeah. Everybody loves Lake Oswego. People fall in love with Lake Oswego, but they get priced out very, very quickly. So people that think they have their eyes set on Lake Oswego tend to go towards West Linn. So we tend to settle a lot more in West Linn just because it's a little bit more affordable.
Yeah.
It's number 3 for top school districts in the state of Oregon. It's amazing. It's pretty beautiful. It's a very small community, but again,
the sports are really, really competitive.
they are.
A lot of people go there for
They just
sports.
beat my son's school in the state championship this last year for baseball. No
Yep.
good. But yeah, Westland, great sports, good schools, really cute downtown area.
Yeah, they restored that nicely. It's super cool.
Really cute kind of, you're not finding your big box stores. You don't have like your Target and your Costco's, but you're not that far. It's a quick, easy 15-minute drive, over to get to some of those big box stores. But I like that about it. It's kind of quaint. It's small enough that you kind of know everybody and your neighbors are all watching out for each other, but it's big enough where you're always meeting somebody new.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like really, some people don't like that it is on a big hill. We've heard that from people. I don't like how hilly it was. Some people don't like that, but it comes with the views.
Tell all of our clients that buy there, I'm coming to your house when it snows because I want to go sledding down this. This is the best sledding hill.
Absolutely. I remember growing up there was always, I swear to God, our neighbors would park their family hand-me-down car, of which like whoever was the senior in high school would drive. It was like a 92 Civic stick shift.
Yeah.
But they would literally park it, and then every winter someone would crash into it. And I'm sure they just
I love that you say like the hand-me-down car was a 92 Civic.
This was in 06, so it was like
I
15
I graduated in 93, so that's like a brand new car for me when I was in high school. I know. It's all right.
There's not much I can say without incriminating myself here.
It's all right. It's all good. Anyways,
Westland, very popular,
got hit.
a little more expensive. It's a great bleed over from Lake Oswego. A lot of different diversity in architecture.
You can get some very modest homes, but you can get some very nice, luxury, beautiful homes.
You'll see 700 to 2.7.
Yeah, exactly. Love it. All right, next one. We Addie does not agree on this with me.
That's not true.
Okay.
You haven't heard what I'm going to say.
So a lot of people want that Portlandia vibe. They're like, I love the Selwood Moorland, which I'm going to agree. You know what? That area, I love. It is my favorite Portland neighborhood. Like if I wanted to live in the inner city, and it's like 2 miles of awesome like commercial and mixed residential use. They have really great restaurants, local shops, mom and pop shops. It's just it's charming. I mean, it's made like you can pretty much walk, or ride your bike, or it's very accessible to everybody. So you can walk to the grocery store. It's easy. You could live there and not have a driver's license if you didn't need to, because everything's kind of right there.
Yes, agreed.
But some people get priced out.
It's expensive.
It is expensive. So people get priced out of that area, and they still want to be so close. So where do they land? Milwaukie, just a little suburb. Again, urban, suburban. You're so close. Milwaukie, it's coming. It's up and coming. I'm telling you.
I agree. We've talked about Milwaukie. We've been ambassadors of that area for certain price points. I think if you're like to put some financial figures to what you just explained, I'm hearing you say, hey, I like that Selwood, which is like an 800 range you need to be comfortable with easily. But I have more of a 550 to 690 budget. Milwaukie is a good way to go.
You've got a little bit of new construction just starting into Milwaukie, but you do have some older homes like 1950s, 1960s. Oh, yeah. I just had a listing that was on over a half an acre, and it was like a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath ranch. Amazing. These lots are huge.
It's definitely overlooked.
It is.
And I think it's because it has.
Yeah, but I get a lot of people. I get a lot of people into contract in Milwaukie. It's a hot spot because you get more for your money.
Right.
It's more affordable. You're so close to the Selwood Moorland area.
I think the reason why it doesn't get talked about as much is it has this like somewhat of a blue collar feel to it.
Yes.
And it lacks that polished suburb feel.
There are parts of it that are very industrial like as well. There's a lot of manufacturing, a lot of warehousing. My husband, his office, his shop is, in Milwaukie.
Right.
So definitely, for sure, it does have like a blue collar feel to it.
Like the start of a Christmas movie where like dad's coming home with the F-150 and might be filmed there.
But it's great. I mean, but let's talk about it, that it sits along the Willamette River.
Yeah.
Paddleboarding, kayaking. That's where we put our boat in to go fishing,
We've done
salmon
some
fishing.
awesome deals right on the river there.
Yes.
Yeah.
We take my son to get his haircut in Milwaukie,
Do
too.
you?
It's an actual...
He gets his haircut like once a year.
It's at Anvil. Look it up. It's a great barber shop, but it's a real barber shop.
How did you end up there?
My husband works in Milwaukie.
Oh,
so he knows about it. And like it's next to like all the cute little downtown area.
Gotcha,
but Anvil's
gotcha.
really awesome. Like it's a legit
spot.
Like I didn't take him the first time. My husband took him, and my son came back, and he was like, "Mom," it's like they got the girl posters.
What, like Sports Illustrated swimsuit?
They weren't wearing swimsuits, so it's like legit barber shop. And so I was like, I'm going the next time, and it's a cool shop. Like guys are just low key, super cool dudes. Like yeah, my son doesn't want to go anywhere else, but he doesn't look up above. He gets embarrassed. So I like that about him. He's a little modest, but he was like, Mom,
we love Ryder.
There was boobies on the ceiling. Anyways, all right, Milwaukie.
It's a good local tip there.
I know.
Thanks for sharing.
All right. You guys are going to be surprised by this. We have been selling so many houses in North Portland. It is really one of the last really affordable quadrants of Portland. You can get some great homes, good lots, and all different types of homes. I mean, you can get, homes from turn of the century, mid-century to brand new construction. You're seeing so much go on where they have these huge lots and there's somebody that's coming in and, tearing down an old house that is a bit of a fixer. Mm-hmm. And then they're building two houses we call skinny tall. So you can get brand new construction where they split the lot because the lots are so big, and then you get new construction, in there too. So it's just really mixed in together. But it's affordable. Like we're seeing a lot of our first-time home buyers end up in that area.
Yeah, we recently had two clients close out in North Portland, my neighborhood. Both were under 500 homes. And when you're ever looking at kind of prices in that neighborhood and you're like, wow, how did we go from, this being $425 to this being $725? There's a huge discrepancy in the location. So the closer you get to UP, you start hitting bluff
University
views.
of Portland.
Yeah, University of Portland.
Go Pilots.
The further you go back or north toward North Columbia Road, the more affordable it is.
Yeah.
You've got kind of a 45-mile-an-hour highway plus a train check that runs up there. So it's not really as desired. History with Portland actually is that's where all the people that worked in the shipyard, the employees would live. Oh, and the closer you were to the bluff, the viewpoint, the higher in the ranking you were with the company. So often it was managers who had the bluffs, and then the lower paid employees, we get the housing further back. And that's kind of how the pricing works.
How it worked.
In North Portland.
I always love it when we have people coming to tour, because you're always like, when they're interested in North Portland, you're like, oh, wait, you have to drive along the bluff by University of Portland because it's
beautiful.
So gorgeous seeing the river views. And it's just stunning. But if they go the wrong way, you're so disappointed, and you're like, no,
what is this?
Go back. Yeah. It's kind of fun. We actually have a lot of people that reach out to us that are also looking for passive income. Hey, I want to buy this house, but I want to turn it into a rental.
Right.
And that's a really good area because you do have University of Portland, but it also has Adidas headquarters is in North Portland too. So you get these great students. This isn't like a beer pong college. This is a, nursing school, one of the top nursing schools in the country. And then you have, contract workers. Sorry, my
your phone's ringing. You were gonna try to power through that phone ringing.
I was gonna try. I was like,
good for you.
But you have, contract workers coming from Adidas that don't want to buy because they're only here for a year or 2 years, so they rent. So you have really good renters in that area. So it's a great area to.
Say other pros too. It would be the parks.
Columbia Park.
So
nice.
Cathedral Park. This downtown St. John's area is super charming. So it checks a lot of like the Portland-y vibes people want, but the price is much more manageable.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Top 5 spots in Portland, Oregon that people are moving to.
Yeah, and if you haven't yet, reach out to us. If you're planning on making a visit, you want to relocate, explore your options. That's what we're here for. Heather and I sit on Zoom twice a week. All we do are Zoom appointments with people that are coming here, and we help with that plan and the logistics and getting to know you as people. Really, is a big part
we want
of
to
it.
know about you as a person. We want to talk about what kind of neighborhood vibe you want, but also the style of home and what your needs and wants are. And you might think like, hey, I really want this area, but what you're looking for doesn't exist in that area. So we're able to really dial you in to where you need to look. If you are thinking about moving or coming to visit to the Portland metro area, make sure you give us a call, send us a text, send us an email. I don't care how you want to get a hold of us, but make sure you reach out before you get here so we can have your back before your trip. Until next time, check you later.